We are asking you our Siding Unlimited poll question. Which early season narrative about the Packers were we most wrong about? That is the Siding Unlimited poll question, and it is really a dead heat between Jordan Love, MVP candidate, at 43%, having multiple wide receiver ones at 45%, and Matt LaFleur, legit Coach of the Year candidate, 12%.
Here's the thing. If Jordan Love is a borderline MVP candidate, we might still be able to make the case that you had multiple wide receiver ones.
Yes.
Like the buck stops at Matt LaFleur and Jordan, I think.
I agree. To me, it's Jordan Love. Jordan Love, I didn't think, like I mentioned this before,
Well,
I didn't think he regressed until I saw this playoff game. And then it's like, well, your last 3 games of the year, I mean, Minnesota, Chicago, and then this Philadelphia game, were bad. Mm-hmm. He wasn't good. And so that is a real concern and something you should legitimately question about this team. And I want to get to Jordan Love, Matt, but the youth, and it applies to the wide receivers.
Yeah.
Reed, young. Dobbs, young. Christian Watson, not young, but younger in his career on his first contract. You have Tucker Kraft.
Young.
Musgrave play?
I didn't see him. If he did, he was a non-factor.
Was he active?
If he wasn't active on the field.
Okay.
He wasn't doing much activity out there.
Right. And so
I hope he's on the green and gold blind rankings.
You'd have to be really blind to be able to rank him.
or actually the
No, I'm
opposite.
not
You have to
blind
be
at
a
all.
Hawk. You have to be a Hawkeye to notice him.
Yeah.
So to these points of these playmakers, they're all young. And Jordan Love, he's the weirdest one to figure out because he is not young. At 26, he's not young in age for a quarterback. He's now through 5 full seasons in the NFL, 2 as a starter. 5 full seasons. This is the part that matters to me. And we always can debate back and forth. Same offense, same coach, and that is so important. So important, coaching and the offense and having the right offense that fits. And so I don't know what Jordan Love is, but the overall youth movement on this team, adding a few free agents, which I don't know if – I know Goody's adding McKinney. It's very much – and I haven't looked at this free agent class – he very much adds free agents that fit into a very specific bucket for him, which was Jacobs and McKinney. I don't know if there's a receiver out there or other positions out there that fit a bucket for him. Has he spent real money on the defensive line before? He's never spent real money in free agency on the wide receiver.
If you include Zadarius and Preston Smith as D-line, then yes.
I mean, I guess I wasn't because I know he signed them, but
they're pass rushers, so I think that counts.
Yeah, okay. So because I specifically didn't want to say pass rush because I think Kenny Clark didn't have the year I think we were looking for. He wasn't bad, but he gets paid a lot. Jerry Alexander was obviously a bad spend at this moment in time. Bad spend.
I think when you look at the depth of like their interior D-line, like Carl Brooks, T.J. Slayton, outside of his stupid unnecessary roughness penalty, Kenny Clark was good enough. I said Carl Brooks already. But guys like that, like I felt like they had depth. Devontae Wyatt even, like he had a better season.
Here's what I'm getting at. Goody sucks at drafting defensive players in the first round.
Might just suck in the first round.
Yeah, Jordan Morgan didn't play. Now I don't understand, but also when he was drafted, everyone's like, "Hey, he's not a tackle." Packers like, "Oh, he's gonna be a tackle." Immediately gets moved inside, and that's to me the bigger flag of not the end of the world, but if you thought you were drafting a left tackle and he's immediately a guard, that's not ideal. He still could be a good player, but then you have Van Ness, trash at this point for a first round pick, Rashawn Gary. Drastically underperforming. We can laugh about his Pro Bowl all we want, but the fact that we're not patting him on the back and instead we're all laughing at him, including Packer fans, that he's a Pro Bowler and blown away by that idea. Devontae Wyatt is a solid football player, not a first-round pick. Quay Walker is an interesting football player, but not the production you want out of a first-round pick. Eric Stokes was a bad first-round pick. Jair Alexander was a fine first-round pick, but I guess re-signing him or whatever, like, I know injuries.
Was that Goody's first round pick?
I believe so. Yes.
Yes, it was. That's a good one, but soured.
Yeah, it hasn't held up. It was at the time.
You could also give him credit for Elton Jenkins. He was like the 38th overall pick.
Well, no,
so,
specific to first.
Early second.
He does a good job, a better job in the second round.
Better.
Yeah,
Chris
Watson was a brutal pick.
Round.
A.J. Dillon, not a great second-round pick.
So we had 2 this last year, right?
Adrian Cooper, Javon Bullard.
Adrian Cooper's a great second-round pick. And Bullard
no, first rounder. First rounders.
We had one first-round pick.
Just one.
Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan.
They almost like to tie one hand behind their back. Like, we're going to screw up the first round. but then we'll get Cooper, which is a first-round talent, and Bullard looks like a good player.
Yeah,
Cooper
that
looks like
tackle he made against Saquon on the swing pass early in the game stopped a lot of the momentum.
Yeah.
It felt like they were going to get destroyed from the start.
Cooper looks like a field changer, and Bullard looks like an NFL starter. And so that's exciting. And those are things to be excited about.
Then you got
Should
Evan
we just
Williams in the
trade
fourth
our
round.
first-round pick and get out of the first round for next year? Just like, doesn't matter who it is, who's available. Goody's never taken best available, which I feel like first round, your hands are kind of tied. Like, you can take positions of need, but, like, if you're middle to late first rounder, maybe you just take the best available player, regardless of position, because Goody's been terrible at trying to play this, I'm smarter and I know better, I'm going to go ahead and reach for somebody, or, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
because at the second round, that's when things get a little hairier. You feel like teams start taking the positions of need as opposed to taking best available, and Goody's pretty good at finding that position of need, the best available position of need. But, like, he does like to reach in the first a little, I feel like. I don't know. This isn't about Goody.
Yeah,
It's a little bit of a Goody issue. The fact is, this team had enough talent to put a better game on the field. Do I think that they could have beat Philly? Like, maybe 40-60, right? Like, they played 10 times. They won 4 of them. It was definitely in the cards. My issue, and Jordan Love played bad, but, like, Matt LaFleur, like, let's get off this narrative that Jordan Love has been in your offense for 5 years. You have been Jordan Love's coach for 5 years. You, of all people, know what he is capable of when he, especially with the last 2 games of the season he had going into this playoff game. Maybe you should have tried to adjust your scheme a little bit instead of being like, well, hope next week's better. It's like, you know what? He's slumping a little bit. Do something to help him out. Because it looked like they just kept trying to run the status quo. And when status quo wasn't working, they're like, let's keep trying it. It's like, geez, man. Like, if you're this offensive guru, like, you're supposed to be this, like, young gun genius offensive guy that we brought in to, like, really turn this offense around. Like, sure. But if option 1 doesn't work, where's option 2? Where's option 3?
844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talk and text line. Less is more. We do have a Siding Unlimited poll question that is in a dead heat right now. Which early season narrative about the Packers were we most wrong about? Jordan Love, MVP candidate, having multiple wide receiver ones, or MLF as a legit Coach of the Year candidate? Right now it is 45.5% of you saying having multiple wide receiver ones. Chiming in, Brandon in Tulsa, my biggest question is, can the Packers win a Super Bowl if this is who Love is going forward? Even if Goody addresses the pass rush, brings in a wide receiver one, if Love always remains an accurate QB, I don't think they will win a title. And Rutledge is an idiot guy chimes in, hard to reach when you're always picking bottom 25.
I mean,
not like he moves up is his point.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but also bottom 25, you can still take the best available player.
I think his point is that go up.
Well, I think his point is like the
Rutledge
Packers
is
are
an idiot
always
guy. You can tell us
they're
what your
always
point
in the
is.
playoffs, like we're always at the bottom of the first round. I think that was more his.
I initially read it like that, but the follow up of not like he moves up. But Rutledge is an idiot guy. You can chime in and say exactly what your point is. We don't have to guess at it. Appreciate you listening.
Well, he doesn't want to. Goody treats draft picks like gold. He's never going to go, here's a first and a third for us to move up 10 spots. Like, that's just, he'll just tell you he's going to make a really great third round pick and just hold on to it.
Like, if I was a Pack, I don't know what the draft is, and I don't know how this is going to break, but just as someone who's watching.
The draft is when rookies come in from college and you get to pick them for your team.
And we're going to get the break here. Carter from Penn State, trade anything and go get him. I think he solves your defensive pass rush issues. Right? You don't think so? Ryan?
I was trying to record some audio while you were talking. I was hoping you would just keep talking, actually.
What is going on? All right. You were giving me a look, so I thought you had a thought on it. So
you want to ask me about Carter?
Abdul Carter will probably be the first overall pick. I don't think they can go up and trade for him.
Quarterback's
likely.
Quarterback's going number one.
I don't know.
I will always bet money on a quarterback.
I would take.
Number one.
Here's the thing. Someone from Colorado is getting taken first overall.
True. Hunter's a better player, I think.
I don't know.
There's two players in
Hunter
Colorado.
might be the guy the
Abdul
Packers
Carter
need.
will be a top 5 pick.
Hey, let's
Yes.
add another one wide receiver and a quarterback.
Hunter's the guy.
Quarterback in
Hunter
the same
saves
go.
the Packers. 844-770-3776.